AO partner.
Ah, my fellow wine lovers. Hello! Welcome to Vineyard Yates. I do apologize for the delay, but the Malbec grape is a demanding mistress. So, I am Gabriel Vargas, Chief Winemaker, and I will be your tour guide. Any questions before we start?
Yes, but you're not going to like them.
I,
We're good. Lead the way, Senor Vargas.
Wonderful. Follow me. These are busy times. In fact, we're just about to harvest this year's crop. Great expectations. So, how do you like Argentina?
Like everywhere else. Full of Americans.
First stop on the tour is the production floor, where our prize-winning Malbec grapes are processed. We insist on steaming every grape by hand, which means that during harvest season, the grapes do tend to pile up. Luckily, we have plenty of storage space. Our equipment is state-of-the-art, including an industrial-sized freezer unit, and last but not least, our trusty grape crusher.
Interesting. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Black?
Follow me, please.
Got to think of a better game than this.
Are you a wine man, Black? Somehow you don't seem the type.
Oh, I believe Mr. Black here is something of a jack of all trades. Isn't that so?
I dabble.
I see. I just thought Yates might be sending a message. My mistake.
So, have any of you been to our vineyard before?
Only on business.
Next on our tour is the fermentation atrium, where the wine goes through its primary stage of fermentation. In these big open tanks, yeast converts the sugars in the wine to alcohol, in a process that lasts between 5 and 15 days. This is also where we squeeze the mass into a fine juice using our grape presser before the longer secondary stage of fermentation.
Fascinating.
Now, before we move on, do any of you have questions?
How about you, Mr. Black? You look like you have something on your mind.
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
Certainly. Lead the way.
What can you tell me about this device? Grape presser, was it?
That is correct, senor. After primary fermentation, the mass is pressed through a fine filter, leaving only the flesh and skins behind. I should add, the grape stomping, the iconic practice of crushing grapes with your bare feet, is historically rare and mostly a tourist gimmick. But you are most welcome to try. Imagine you're a grape.
Thanks. I'll pass.
Go on. I'll take a picture of the three of you.
Oh, come on, Tamara. When in Rome.
Fine.
De queso.
May I see that, Mr. Vargas? I believe I blinked.
So, this is what the little guy feels. Hold on a second, sir. Look at me. Does that face ring any bells?
Oh, good. Looks like one for the mantle.
How did you call it?
Urgent call. Something about work. I don't think she'll be coming back.
Oh well. I'm sure she can find her way out. Let's proceed. Excelente. So let's continue to the barrel room. If you'll follow me. So, are you associates of Mr. Yates?
You might say we run in the same circles.
Law and order. Must be very exciting.
It's about 99% preparation.
And so we arrive to our final stop, the barrel room. This is where we store the wine during the secondary stage of fermentation. The area behind the glass is where we keep our most precious bottles, including a 1945 Grand Paladin, the most expensive wine in existence. The access doors, which are made from ballistic glass, can only be unlocked from the security room high above our heads.
Remarkable.
Ah, here comes Senor Yates now. I shall leave you in his capable hands.
How reassuring.
Ah, Miss Burnwood, is it not? Don Yates. Pleased to meet you. You come very highly recommended. As Chief of the Heralds, let me be the first to say welcome aboard.
Why, thank you, Mr. Yates. Rest assured that I will be following your every lead. Very closely.
Say, that reminds me. We're about to have a little Herald get-together up at the house. Just a modest toast to celebrate my forthcoming inauguration as Constant. You are, of course, most welcome to join us. I believe you shall make a fine Herald, once the training wheels are off.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Capital. Right this way, into the lion's den. Why don't you take a break, Corvo? We're done here for now, I think. Oh, but don't go too far. I may still need your services later.
I'll be closer than you think.
Oh, almost forgot. Cortazar, please nip down to the wine cellar and tell Mr. Flowers, the sommelier, to prep the 1945 Grand Paladin and bring it up to the house for our special occasion.
Got it, Chief.
You, Mr. Black. You look like...
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
Certainly. Lead the way.
I'm interested in these containers.
Ah, yes. Our large fermentation tanks are constructed from solid French oak and each contain up to 500 gallons of grey must.
Interesting. Are those cooling sockets?
They are indeed, senor. The cooling system allows us to fine-tune the entire process. Temperature, humidity levels, etc. Our goal here at Vineyard Yates is quite simple. From a state-of-the-art winemaking facility to our carefully nurtured grape stock, hand-picked with loving care by local experts, we have only one purpose: to make the best vinos in Argentina and beyond.
Well, looks like an accident waiting to happen.
Occupational hazard. Eh, Burnwood?
Let's continue to the barrel room, if you'll follow me. What happened to your colleague?
Urgent call. Something about work.
Why?
I don't think she'll be coming back.
Oh well, we can find her. Let's go. What happened here?
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
Certainly. Lead the way.
What can you tell me about this grape crusher?
Well, as the name implies, it crushes the steamed grapes into a thick pulp or must by a powerful rotating cylinder. She is one of the most important appliances in our production pipeline.
Have you had any workplace accidents?
What? Fall into the vat and get crushed to a pulp? You'd have to be a bona fide idiot. Waste of space, if you ask me.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have had none of that. So if there's no further questions... What? Huh? What's happening to me? Now, before we move on,
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
certainly, lead the way.
What can you tell me about this freezer?
This is an important for us to regarding the grape stone to prevent decay. It easily reaches temperatures of -10 degrees Celsius. Trust me, you don't want to stay in here for long.
No kidding. Hey, there's no doorknob on the inside. Seems like a pretty glaring safety omission if you ask me.
Probably soundproof, too.
And good luck getting a phone signal.
Such imaginations you have. But there really is no need to worry. Why? We haven't had an accident since Mrs. Yates' dog was run over by a grape picker. Now, are there any more questions? Don't be shy.
Callus 47. I believe I talked you better than that. I suppose this concludes the tour. Catch you later, Mr. Black. We'll continue our conversation somewhere less compromising.
What happened here? Pump must have malfunctioned again. Focus. How could you let this happen? My harvest! My beautiful vintage! So full body. Savory lace, black. That's
Just great. Just stellar work, everybody. You've really gone above and beyond here. Truly world class.
No!
Who was it then? Which of you ear-defining geniuses just poured half the goddamn harvest into the drain? Please, I'm dying to know. You? No one wants to own up to this visionary piece of performance art that I can only assume is a bold and poignant tribute to man's boundless stupidity. I see. Who wants to tell my wife? Who wants to break the news to sweet Valentina that someone took a giant piss all over her ancestral vineyard? Nobody? No volunteers to break my wife's heart? Well, you know. All right. Show's over. Oh, and Corvo, pick up your damn phone. Plan B is a go. I repeat, Plan B is a go. Start prepping the crime scene like we discussed. Remote, staged accident. Cortazar will bring the package. Get it done. Miss Burnwood.
You rolled out the red carpet just for me? Don, you shouldn't have.
So confident, even in defeat. I suppose you're not used to danger, always safe behind your screens. Just tell me one thing before we part ways.
Why me?
Why you? Why would Edwards trust you? Please. It will keep me awake at nights, and I'm 65. I get up 4 times to piss as it is.
Oh, it's simple, really. Edwards is proud. He considers himself the cleverest man alive, and yet we tricked him on Isle of Scale, and it's eating him up. He needs to win. Full, unequivocal victory. My recruitment was just the feather in his cap. By the way, you were right about one thing.
Yeah? I'm all ears.
If it's a consolation, Don.
What are you
your
doing, you
instincts were dead
asshole?
on.
Don't just stand there!
Will become
Shoot her!
And I will make it my mission to tear down Providence brick by brick. Finish it.
Such a good boy.
How would you like to go to? Gee, how many have you heard?
Hold on. Target just reappeared.
CIA?
Confirm kill order. Over.
Don't tell me you've never thought about it.
Take the shot. Over.
Not even once.
Target is down. Over.
Target down. It feels different up close.
You liked her.
She had a lot to answer for, and she would have become a threat, I'm sure of that. It's just... you're not supposed to get to know them, are you? Well, better get on with it, 47. Next up, Don Yates.